So it's April 2012. I'm about to turn 60 years old, and I'm looking for a challenge. One that I can attain, but still a challenging path. My sister said to me, find something that you used to do as a child that gave you joy, or something that's still on your bucket list. So I got out my local Parks and Recreation guide, grabbed a friend, and started signing up for classes. And I would show up with my backpack, my sandwich, and as much enthusiasm as I could muster. And we did everything that year. We went snowshoeing, we went hiking, things that I hadn't done in a long time or never done before. I had my game on face. And I told those 30-somethings that I was looking for a challenge. And one day the guide said to me, you know, we have a permit to go to Mount St. Helens this summer, and we think you ought to come with us. And my first reaction was, don't you know? I'm old. And they said, no, we've seen you, you're just fine, you'll make it, you're great. And so my second reaction was, well, why the heck not? On that day in August, there's a picture of my friend and me at the trailhead, looking really happy, can't wait for everything to begin. And then an hour later, I'm just exuberant. I'm like, hey, if this is what it's like, I'll see you in a few hours. I got this covered. Not so fast. After all, this is the mountain that blew over 30 years ago. And just around the corner were the boulders. I mean, big, massive boulders. Now, I'm 5'3", and about every boulder was as big as I was. So I said to the guide, where's the path? And he said, well, there's a flag up there, and that's where we're going. Well, I thought maybe he didn't remember that English was his first language. Maybe he had all of a sudden become deaf. And so I repeated, where's the trail? And he said, oh, there's no trail. You're going to blaze your own. And with that, he was gone. So I had one of two choices. I could go back down and sit with the two 10-year-olds who hadn't made it that far, or I could blaze my own trail. And so I began. Not just boulder after boulder, but boulder field after boulder field. And when I could finally see that flag growing closer and closer, there it was. A beach. Think Mars, except it's vertical. And it's just dusty and limey and grainy, but I gotta make it. Everything was cheering me on in my head. So I got out my trekking poles, and here's how I got to the top of Mount St. Helens. I stabbed those things in, and I went whoosh, whoosh, all the way up. After over 30 years, my Lamaze breathing kicked in, thank you very much. And when I got to the top, I looked down into that mountain. It was a moment. And I looked south to Mount Adams and Mount Hood, and north to the majestic Mount Rainier. And I knew that I could do anything. Of course I could. I was a heart healthy woman. And that's what I want to say to all of you, that you may not climb Mount St. Helens, but each and every one of you has your own Mount St. Helens inside of you. You know, becoming heart healthy is everything we've talked about. It's putting yourself first. It's knowing your numbers. It's moving more. It's replacing diet with lifestyle. It's eating together. It's dining on the rainbow. It's finding joy along your path and loving with gratitude. And if you do all of these things that we've talked about, then you will find your path to becoming a heart-healthy woman, because this is what I know. If you take care of your heart, it will take care of you. Thank you.